Yo, Vivix here, back in the controversy corner to discuss something that's really been bugging me with some recent and upcoming video game releases. Some absurd drama involving an upcoming game titled Avowed / the game's lead art director, Matt, I want them to feel the sting, Hansen, and lastly, just how tired I am of video games being used as hollow vessels, only made for the purpose of pushing a political agenda created as modern day propaganda.
Make it stop!
If my perspective resonates with you, you enjoy my voice, style of commentary, or how I edit my videos, make sure at the end of this video to like, comment, and or subscribe to support the dream. Now, let's dive in.
Believe what you believe, see what you wanna see, while we turn momentarily into the corner of controversy. Well, I'll take my turn to speak. Listen if you desire. This is just me being me. This is just me being me. Believe what you believe. See what you want to see, while we turn momentarily into the corner of controversy.
Firstly, I want to touch on just a list of games that have been dropping the last couple of years that were rightfully torn apart by gamers when released because of these exact things I will be discussing in this video.
Turn it up!
That being the pushed ideologies of a specific extremist political leaning. Games that sucked because of the level of caution they have taken towards modern sensitivities, or games that were from beloved franchises and studios that happen to be put into the hands of people that truly don't know what the fan bases of those series really wanted.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Instead doing what they, or the smallest minority of players wanted, aka the modern audience. In turn, they ended up disrespecting the source material or spit in the face of those said beloved properties.
Yes! 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 No! 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 Fuck!
Or tried to push out a half-assed attempt at a video game where it's trying to be made for everyone, forgetting that not everything should be made for everyone, all in the name of pushing certain social views or ironically to make money, which as this list of games shows, so many games have been flopping because there is a lack of actual love and true passion for video games when making them in these cases, leading to games not making nearly the amount of money, sales, or levels of exposure that they assumed would just happen no matter what polished pieces of shit they put out.
Disgusting!
Let's see here. There was Forspoken, Redfall, Dustborn, Concord, Star Wars Outlaws, Unknown 9 Awakening, Suicide Squad, Call of Duty Vanguard, Saints Row, Flintlock, Lego Horizon Adventures, the most recent example being Dragon Age the Veilguard, and soon enough the newest contender for this list is Avowed. If that game even hits its official release before the game or studio is shut down because of what I'll be touching on next after this more general section of comments I have towards all of these absolute failures in the gaming world.
Let him cook! Let him cook now!
Too many games have no edge, maturity, depth, and even more in this modern age, and it's just sad to imagine how many years, funds, and people that have been wasted on so many games that drop just to sink into the dirt only so shortly after their release. When just 15 to 25 years ago, video games were all so unique, original, and captivating, in a time when the graphics looked like this.
Oh shit, here we go again.
That even all these years later, people still talk about and praise. The PS1/PS2 and the original Xbox/Xbox 360 era of gaming was something else.
NANI?!
I hope you slept well, because now you die. Prepare to meet Iron Skillet.
Oh yeah.
In a world beyond dreams lives a heart without hope. The struggle for freedom is a quest for the truth.
Sometimes it's story time.
Hey, what's for dinner around here? Share with your roommate, right?
This is something else.
I need pepper.
Is he part of the tour? No.
He's not part of the tour.
This world is better left to Jack.
DJ Professor K here, the last three voices of the city, baby. Here's a long-distance dedication from the kids on the street. Dear Security Goon Squad, we want to thank you for being you. Slow, weak, clueless. We are free, man.
Now you've had enough. Bitch.
What a time to be alive it was. But enough nostalgia for the moment. That isn't the point of this video. Firstly, I'll just touch on the most talked about and recent example for a few short comments being Dragon Age the Veilguard. The series originally having a dark, gritty, and mature execution, just to move to a Pixar Disney kind of art style, writing that seems like it was written by angsty and cringy teenagers, stripping most of its actually impactful choice-based RPG elements, having a cast of characters that no matter what you feel about them, you must baby them and at most be able to firmly pat them on the back. Top surgery scars to make trans people feel represented, yet not allowing female characters to have bustier builds, meaning women who are naturally built that way can't represent their physical selves. And most atrocious of all, having a non-binary character that simply turns a medieval fantasy setting into a California-fied shit show.
So, I'm non-binary.
Dude, does your junk itch too?
Who the starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
What? Everybody has pronouns. I don't.
LOL.
And just to clarify, I have nothing against gay, trans, or people who want to believe in the existence of the non-binary gender spectrum. I believe in two genders personally, and if that bothers you, then you're no better than you're claiming other people are for not believing what you do.
Now, this is a force to be reckoned with.
The difference being is, it's what I believe, but I have no issue with anyone wanting to believe in a gender spectrum, even if personally to me it makes no sense. They are not hurting anyone by simply existing as they are, and I respect people wanting to be able to live how they want as long as no one else is being directly affected or harmed by their said way of living. Love who you love, be whoever you want to be, and believe whatever feels right for you, and I will do the same.
I'm an equal opportunity ass kicker.
But that being said, it just seems so one-sided when it comes to people wanting individuals to feel represented, or straight up wrong that if anyone who may not agree with those things is an evil human being somehow. I personally don't see the point of those kinds of beliefs, but at the same time, as I said, people should be able to believe what they want as long as it causes no one direct harm. Some people were raised within a certain religion, part of the world, or within a certain culture that may not understand or agree with the perspectives of people within the LGBTQ community. Religious, social, or identity politics should be a diverse spectrum of perspectives. No one should be telling someone else what to believe, how to live, or that they deserve harm because of these things. If you ever partake in the harassment, violent acts, or anything of the like directed towards another individual just because of those personal beliefs, traditions, or social views, then you're a piece of shit.
Jesus Christ.
And that is one huge problem with today's world, where people would love to watch someone suffer just because of differing opinions.
What kind of place is this?
It truly is a disgusting display of shameful behavior, and I hope one day you learn not to be so hateful, learn to be tolerant towards stuff that doesn't just align with your beliefs, and maybe to find something better to do with your time. Then maybe you can find some true fulfillment besides being a festering sore on the side of society.
No need to have a riot. Shut your eyes. Take a deep breath.
All in all, it's just so tiring.
I'm tired, boss.
I just want to enjoy good games for the sake of enjoying what I'm passionate about. I wouldn't say that Dragon Age the Veilguard is the worst game in history, and has a few minor positives from my perspective. But as a Dragon Age game, as a game set in a medieval fantasy world, and a game that took over 10 years and 200 plus million, yes, 10 years and $200 plus million to develop.
Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
It utterly flopped, disappointed, and destroyed a series for an overwhelming majority of gamers or people who love the Dragon Age series. Now enough about Dragon Age, and let's get into the other main and final focus point I was making this video for, so I can make sure this video doesn't stretch out too far for this installment of Controversy Corner. So regarding the upcoming release of the game Avowed and its lead art director Matt, a bigoted DEI activist Hansen. This dude really is trying to start beef on Twitter, X, or whatever you want to call it, with the guy who literally owns the site.
You're son of a bitch. You 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 son of a bitch.
all.
How dumb does one have to be to realize doing that while simultaneously making racist comments, being a hateful piece of shit, throwing their entire development team / studio under the bus, and even possibly preemptively killing a game that plenty of other people spent time and effort on, all in the name of their own personal crusade. Literally stating he wants people who don't agree with him to feel the sting, all because of differing perspectives or for having an opinion on something he believes only his way of looking at it is right. This dude is quite literally risking it all for the biscuit. That dry-ass biscuit being nothing more than virtue signaling points, pride I guess, and a stick it to the man, when he quite literally is the one within a position of power, who chooses to abuse that said power, talk down to others, straight up admit he hires people who would be unqualified over someone who would be just because of race, and chooses to spread hate and try to use the Avowed game as a vessel for his DEI-driven narrative or worldviews. Talk about speedrunning his wish to have someone replace him and take his job, something he quite literally said he wanted. What a sad excuse for a human being. Scum. I will die on this hill.
Bruh.
This hill being that if I can guess the individual political leanings of a game's developers or studio because of certain aspects that are included in a game, then it is not simply just a game, it's modern day propaganda.
You are disturbingly susceptible to propaganda.
I don't care if it's right wing or left wing, it's all the same to me. It just so happens to be that you don't see the other side in the case of video games actually doing these things that we as gamers are complaining about. If you want to try to name an example, I'm all ears, but I have not heard or single one from that other side or perspective. But either way, I personally will not be spending my money on something that chooses to parade around in the husk or body of what should be just a video game, when in reality it's no better than any other politically charged one-sided piece of propaganda. Especially when someone who had direct hands in the making of that said game is a complete piece of shit, admits it will be full of their individual political leanings, aka being woke, and that just shamelessly walks around on some self-righteous high horse. This game wanted to compare itself to Skyrim, when it's not actually open world, its animations look no better than a game that came out over a decade before it, and is literally being propped up like it's some kind of groundbreaking piece of work. It probably has or had potential, and I do feel bad for anyone who may have worked on the game that were actually qualified and passionate about what they were making. I won't completely write off this game in the future, as I feel a person of this caliber is not past putting out a narrative online just to portray that he has the high ground.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
When in reality, it might not be quite as severe as he wanted the game to be in regards to what he was saying the game was full of. AKA, he could be lying, or just talking out his fucking ass. But that more compassionate or empathetic parts of myself set aside, I will definitely not pre-order it, spend any substantial amount on it, meaning buy it at full price, it's gotta be like 75% off sale or more or something, or be expecting anything of worth from this game. At least until it is released and I can form my own opinion by watching or learning more about it online. And lastly, I quite honestly hope this Tectone Light... I love you, Tectone.
You serious?
That's gay.
Gets fired, replaced, or sued for his blatantly disgusting behavior. This guy is nearly 40 years old and carries himself like some entitled, arrogant, 18 to 20-year-old Californian, college-going woke Antifa activist. There is nothing wrong with being white, black, or any other color. No racial minority needs you to hand-feed them, as if they are incapable of achieving their own success, trying to get brownie points for virtue signaling and act as if you advocate for them, while completely literally doing the stuff that downplays the outlook that we humans are all equally competent, capable, and worthy of achieving our own successes. And in the case that someone isn't as capable as another individual, it's not based on their race, ethnicity, or any other things that are irrelevant to deciding whether someone is qualified for a certain position within a job, company, or just their life in general. All I can really say now is, suck a fat one, Matt.
Biggest sticking. Big dick, go big dick, big dick, big dick, big dick.
You politically charged, shameful bigot. Now that I've gotten all of that off my chest, I feel better. My bad for crashing out a bit. I normally, even if talking about controversial stuff, don't tend to get so aggressive or outright confrontational about stuff. But this whole situation really rubbed me the wrong way. And as I've been saying on my channel or my other recent videos, we should speak up about these foul practices, politically extreme narratives, and DEI bullshit when we see it. Don't be the other kind of extremist and label any and everything as woke like some idiot, but within reason, judge every game individually, share your constructive criticisms, and speak up about the aspects you don't like. Only if us, the people within the gaming community, come together to push back against nonsense will it ever be able to get better. But as always, I could keep talking for ages, but I'm going to cut myself off there. If you think my outlook is stupid, fair enough. You are entitled to believe whatever you may believe, as I am as well. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment your opinions below, and subscribe. Maybe go check out any of my other content if you enjoy my perspectives, style of commentary, editing, etc. As I wholeheartedly believe I am consistent with all of these aspects throughout all of my different video series and types of content, revolving around anime and video games, with memes sprinkled in of course. As well as if ever interested in what's currently going on with the channel, check out my community tab where I post my most recent videos, updates for the channel, and polls to help decide on future video topics. If you disagree with any of my takes, let's discuss it civilly in the comments. I'm all for hearing out different opinions and perspectives. I appreciate any and all support. And with that, I'm going to stop running my mouth and bid farewell. Make sure to take care, everybody, except Matt Hansen.
Oh yeah, the bitch!
And stay cool.